Yeah, cool. What a great opportunity we have. College game day, having that whole crew here, playing one of the best teams in college basketball, and obviously the team that's been the best in our league at home, and got some adversity to go with it, which makes it, I think it's fitting. Weather being a deal and all of it, it adds to kind of just the grit that's a part of this game, honestly. And so, a ton of respect for Houston and Coach Sampson and how they compete and what they do, and excited to play a game here in the United Supermarkets Arena.
Questions? Coach Sampson talked about yesterday, while they held Christian to a season low 7 points, he was still able to make an impact with guys like Jalen. What needs to go into this game with Christian's mindset so he can score?
Yeah, Christian's a competitor, and I think we watched some things on film that he can improve on, and what we can do as a team to kind of keep moving in the right direction as a team. And there's going to be nights where he does need to pass it. That's just the truth. That's what playing that position is, and manage the game correctly in order to win the game. I know everybody wants to play good every night, which sometimes people think scoring is what playing good is, but for that position, winning is what playing good is, and that's what Christian's learned. I'll tell you what we did. We turned the ball over down the stretch, and it feels like if you can take care of the ball and get stops, which is what we did against BYU, then you give yourself a chance to win. Obviously, completely different team, completely different scenario, but that's where I think that we're focusing our attention is how do we get better at the things that we know allow our team to win, not just one person to score.
With Houston being the number one offensive rebounding team, how important is it going to be going into this game for the guards to be independent?
Yeah, that's always been the focus of this game is how do we team rebound. Not one guy can do it. They've got too many physical players that are the best in the country at rebounding. So you'll never be able to do it with one or two guys. You got to do it with all five, and you got to do it every possession, every time you come down the floor. The urgency of each possession has to be at a 10, and that's how you match what they bring, and it's extremely difficult to play against. And respectfully, it's going to take everything we got to put ourselves in position to match what they do on the glass.
Most minutes that they've played in a little while. What do you see from him against Baylor? Do you think a game like that against those minutes can kind of help him get back?
Yeah, Tyree was phenomenal against Baylor. His urgency, the way he's competing, that's what matters to me the most. It's not necessarily individual situations, it's his competitive fight in those situations. And he has a tendency to try to measure and let the game come to him, and you can't do that in these games. You have to be on the attack, and so he's learning that, and sometimes you go out there and you think you're on the attack, then you have to watch it after and go like, I thought I was, and really it's the practice that you get of being in these games and learning how urgent you have to be moving toward the fight, and that's where he's improved, and he's taken ownership to it. And I thought the Baylor game was a great example of that, and the way he rebounded, and the way he closed out defensively, and the way he competed.
Kind of a weird question, but what have you kind of seen from Jalen since he took the mask off? Kind of shift, put it on, does he shift and take it back off?
Yeah, well, just if you're talking about Jalen's mask, actually there's some practical things. It wasn't the protection of the nose, it was he was getting it knocked during the game, and it was like blurring vision for a few minutes. And it wasn't the actual mask, it was when he would get hit like on the cheek or brush into somebody, it would push over, and then he'd have to adjust it, and that would take time. So, I think initially what I asked him was like, can we just get something that's on his nose that doesn't move, And they're like, well, that doesn't work. It doesn't help. It doesn't displace the blow. But I was like, he's always trying to adjust it after he gets in this game, as small as he is, he's always running into people's bodies, and it was always disorienting him. It's not the vision of it when it's playing, when it's sitting right. So I'm just glad because we haven't had a lot of those possessions where it knocks him, it disorients him for just a second or two, which is enough for anybody to make you pay on in the way we play. So I think it's helped him, honestly, that he doesn't have it anymore.
And Kingston Clemens was the guy that kind of beat you down the stretch there. What do you think? what was the takeaway initially, and then what have you kind of seen again, just kind of going back to that game, other games, how do you kind of keep that?
Yeah, ultimately, Kingston is a tremendous scorer, facilitator, competitor, and player. And I think more than anything, like any great player, and they've got plenty of them. I mean, last year, Milo's hit a huge wing three at the end of our game here that beat us, and it was off an offensive rebound. I mean, and we know Sharp's capable. I mean, I think it's like any good players, you can't ever let them feel in a rhythm. And he got in a rhythm late in the game, and he saw the basket clearly. And I just think from our standpoint, we just can't give anybody a rhythm. I don't care who you are. And especially great players like they have, and Kingston's obviously a great player.
Where do you think your team has improved the most from that last season?
I think just our defensive awareness and competitiveness and leadership from Christian and JT. That's where we've made the biggest jump. I mean, those guys' ownership and how we want to play and the way we're able to communicate to each other is just, it keeps improving quickly. And it shows in practice too. It's not just where we're all kind of playing individually, and we were trying hard, and I think we had some good possessions individually. Now you can see there's just more cohesion to the way we're competing, and it really is a credit to Christian and JT and the way they're kind of anchoring what we're doing from a communication standpoint.
And then how does preparation change from that first time versus now? Do you feel like it's harder, a little easier heading into this one?
There's nothing easy about this league, so it'll never be easier. I'll tell you, I think there's more experience to rely upon for our team to understand that every possession matters, and we know that, and everybody knows that, but to live it and to experience gives you a different urgency in how you prepare and understanding what it is. I mean, I just remember our first time playing Houston at Houston. Joe Toussaint said he couldn't see the basket. I mean, that was a real thing for him, and this was like 4 medias into it, he was communicating that. So I think you can tell people what it is, like tell the one how difficult it will be, but to experience it, to see it firsthand gives you a baseline to go, okay, now I'm not guessing and hoping what could happen. Now I know what needs to happen, and you can actually, I think, be more convicted about how you prepare and play. And more experience is always better, and it was a good experience for our team to be able to go through those difficulties.
And then obviously the focus is on the game, but I talked to Jalen about this. It's exciting to get to play in a game for college game here, all eyes on it. Let's just like in the locker room reaction. Are they excited about something like that?
Yeah, I think our guys are thrilled about college game day, but also, I mean, I hate to say it this way, but I think also we know where we are in this journey, and we're in January, and where we need to get, and like what I told them in regards to the Duke game, for example, or the BYU game, like that's not our season. I mean, that's one game in the journey of where we're going. And so I think our team has found a way to go, okay, let's steady this and keep perspective as to how important this is, but also like it is about getting better and being prepared to play tomorrow at 1 o'clock now. It's not about what all goes with it and what all's next. It all is focused toward let's peak at 1 o'clock tomorrow so that we can be our best for 2 hours and some change in the USA to try to beat Houston and give everything we have that. So I think there's good perspective in regards to the hype that goes with one of these games, and it is awesome. I mean, we'll always enjoy it, and it's great to have game day here. One of the coolest things you get to experience is that kind of atmosphere. But I think our guys are focused the right way as to what this really is.
Kind of going off of that question, game time's been moved to 1 p.m. You've talked about the power of the United Supermarkets Arena, trying to get the game early so we can beat this weather. Just talk about the power of the USA. Now you have the addition of college game day, the students, the fans, everyone showing up.
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, I want to thank our administration because everybody's connected to try to figure out not only how to win a game, but how to make it where it's safe for everybody to be a part of it. And to move the game up gave people that maybe want to drive in and get back before it gets dark and see if we can, I don't want to put anybody in harm's way for this, it's not worth that, but I will say we want our students here, so I'm encouraging the students like to come. We'll find a way to get you in the building. Like, don't ever think. I mean, I know we have game day here. If you can't make it to game day, and I've said this, if you have a shift at Inspire Rock and Gym and you can't be here in the morning for game day, show up for the game at 1 o'clock. We'll make sure you get in the building. And that's my heart for it, and that's for the students. Now, if you have tickets and you're here and you can't make it, then there's ways to pass those on to people that can be here. So just let's all work together and do the best we can to fill this place safely, and the better atmosphere is always the better we play. And that's what I'm excited about. Hopefully all the students will show up, no matter if you can make it to college game day at 9 a.m. or not. Be here and we'll help you. We'll help you get in. You can sit next to me.
Yeah, just one more. You guys are officially in the Players era now. How much does that kind of help have a few less games you have to work with?
Yeah, no, Players Era is obviously a huge add, and it eliminates maybe a few games you have to play, but our strength of schedule, I think, because of the quality of the games, it builds those in, and so that's something that makes that what we've tried to do recently is play one of the best schedules in the country, and I think we do have a top 5 schedule in the country right now, and it'll end up that way, but definitely Players Era is a great add for us, and we're excited to be a part of it. Hey, thank you.